The champagne cork cracked behind me. Laughter ricocheted off the ballroom walls like gunfire. She stood there, in the spotlight I once thought was ours, her smile sharp, her words sharper. Good luck affording dinner without my help. The room froze. Her sister's chuckle sliced through the silence. You'll be begging to be let back in. I said nothing. I tapped my phone. A single, deliberate press. Moments later, the distant whoop-whoop of a helicopter cut through the evening chatter. A black and white machine descended onto the field behind the hall. Its blades kicked up dust. Painted on its side was my company's logo, my empire, the one she'd laughed at me for building. Their faces, the perfect snapshot of shock and disbelief. I smiled just enough. Not cruelly, not happily, just measured. I turned back to the champagne. My hand didn't shake. I had known cracks existed. Subtle ones. A text left open on the counter. The faint scent of someone else's perfume lingering on her coat. Little things that I told myself I was imagining. Until tonight. It wasn't just betrayal. It was a theater of cruelty, public humiliation, a staged revelation. I replayed her words over and over in my head, each syllable like ice sliding down my spine. The sting wasn't physical, it was elemental. I remembered the nights I stayed late at the office, running numbers she swore she respected. I remembered the smiles, the quiet assurances that we were building a future. All lies. She had planned this moment. The mockery, the audience, the way she framed me as helpless. And her sister, complicit. A silent accomplice in the humiliation. I didn't react. I couldn't. Not yet. My mind was already calculating, strategizing. I watched her from across the room, pretending nothing had happened, every movement deliberate. Later, I reviewed her phone records, names I didn't recognize, messages that vanished before I could read them. A web of deception, meticulous, precise. I contacted a private investigator, subtle, no one knew, no alarms. Evidence collected quietly, DNA tests ordered, financial transfers traced. Every lie mapped. Every night I slept with it all floating in my mind, like dark sediment in water. Eventually, clarity would settle at the bottom. I observed her routines, the casual interactions that hid intent. Every glance she threw my way now had weight, meaning. I cataloged everything. Externally, I smiled, I laughed, I poured drinks. I didn't let them see the storm inside. Calm on the surface, predator beneath. The suspense built not with explosions or shouting, but in quiet, calculated accumulation. The results arrived one afternoon. Nothing dramatic in the envelope, just a test, clinical, sterile. I read the lines, twice, 3 times. Confirmation, absolute. Her infidelity. Years of deception. Every hidden rendezvous, every manipulated scenario. My world didn't shatter, it aligned. I called her, calmly, as if we were arranging dinner. We need to talk, I said, sliding the test across the table. My hand didn't tremble. She stared. Her laughter faltered. Her rehearsed composure cracked. How? She whispered. You told me everything I needed to know, I said, cold, direct. She couldn't meet my eyes. The room, once her stage, had become a courtroom. I was the jury. She, the defendant. I didn't yell. I didn't demand apologies. I let the evidence speak. Later, at her apartment, I left a folder on the kitchen counter. Photographs, financial records, messages. The totality of her betrayal, laid bare. She tried to speak. I didn't hear her. I walked away. No threats, no dramatic exit. Just the slow, deliberate closing of the door behind me. I watched her from the street. Eyes wide, uncomprehending, shock settling in like a disease. I left before she could digest it, before her mind could rebuild any illusions. The helicopter, the company, the empire, they weren't just symbols of revenge. They were proof that control had returned to my hands. I sipped coffee the next morning. The sun was indifferent. The city hummed with life. Her betrayal no longer had power over me, only the cold clarity of truth. There would be no reconciliation. No reconciliation because no one deserved my pity. I smiled faintly, not triumphantly, not vindictively, just finally free. And somewhere behind me, a life she thought she could manipulate crumbled quietly, methodically. I didn't look back. I never do. Power, I realized, isn't taken with noise. It's reclaimed in silence. I walked away.